Hi Indu, how are you?
So I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for accepting my request to spend time with us in helping us understand. So, yeah, like we were discussing the last week, I wanted to have this webinar with you, and that's why the title Mapping the Customer Journey with the Advanced ID Graph Technology, the Stitcher 3.0. Great. So, Indu, the name Stitcher is something that I have come up with when we are talking about IT resolution and I have named it. But then now we are at Stitcher 3.0. I want to understand the difference between the Stitcher and the Stitcher 3.0 that we are talking now.
Okay, so Stitcher 3.0, we always talk about unification and stuff, but there should be a reporting dashboard that details the users, right? So we have come up with a dashboard that details about these data and also it can give you a detailed profiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you say detailed profiling, is it like the same 360-degree profile that we already have?
It will be a similar one, but we'll have a unification screen that gives you a brief about the number of profiles that were unified and number of profiles that were non-unified for a period of time. And based on what identifiers they have unified. So we have come up with such kind of a dashboard.
Okay. So what you mean to say is earlier Stitcher 3 point, earlier Stitcher, it only had the 360 profile and identity graph technology that's running behind. But now you have improvised this technology and also you're helping the marketers visualize how well this unification is happening inside your platform and so that they can understand this complete data unification of each and every users across all multiple sources to see a very more comprehensive customer journey along with understanding which profiles have not been unified and which profiles have been unified, right?
Yes. So if you look at that dashboard, you will be able to see the identifiers based on which the unification has taken place. Okay. So you can also, and this unification will be visible only for the server side events. So based on these identifiers that you give in the server side events, you will be able to change these identifiers and map these unification things and have a designated unified profile. So that's our motto for this feature.
Okay, so this is like the external unification that you're talking about, external identity resolution. That is not the ID resolution inside the platform, but inside the ad platform, but identity resolution inside customer labs platform. And one thing I want to understand, Endo, you mentioned that it is only for server side events, but it is the website events and the server side events which are getting unified, right?
Right.
Then what is the difference there? What am I missing there?
Okay, so what we typically do before this feature was we'll be manually querying the system and getting the unification results. Okay, so what we did now was that since the real-time data will be from the browser, we'll have the this server-side event will be more like an offline data. So this will have and we our system we unified based on email and phone number. So our identifier is an email. Primary identifier is the email. So once you have an email in the server side event and a browser side event, these two unifies and we have a complete profile. This is how it works.
Okay, interesting. I mean, so when I initially I was like confused when you told only server side events are getting unified, but now I get a clarity like you are unifying the server side events with the browser side events which are coming in the real time. Great.
Exactly. So that you will have a complete picture. It will be a single profile, but it will have both the server side event, whatever was done by the user, and also the browser events that was done by the user. Okay. Since to avoid the complexity of a user clicking onto the browser side event and going through the flow, and clicking on server side event and having the flow, we have come up with a solution to have it only for the server side event. That's the one.
Okay, so now for a performance marketer, what matters or how it helps them is basically they are able to see for any event that is coming in, be it the server side event or browser side event, they will be, especially the browser side event, you will not be having any unification, but for the server side event, you will be seeing unification, right?
Yeah, you will have a unification from which tab.
Okay.
Okay, so that will be visible for the server-side event.
Okay.
So on clicking of that, you will have a complete profile, which will have the browser-side event as well. So we are not leaving that behind.
Okay. Okay.
We are just incorporating that also inside the server-side event to have a complete profile.
Okay, so this will help me visualize my data, how it is being unified inside the platform. I can see it very, like, like I can touch and feel, in that sense, I can see it, visualize it. And I can also know which user's journey am I missing out, or maybe what touch points have been missed out without being unified is what I can see. That is non-unified profiles or non-unified touch points. And now I can also understand which all data sources are coming in and are unified with which profiles also inside the platform. So now I can basically map the entire customer journey, and this will all be again be present as 360-degree profile that we already have earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like as said, it will be a single unified profile,
Mhm.
and we'll be maintaining all that in the same one. Okay, so these non-unified profiles are one which may not contain one or two user identifiers that we have. So we can also have, like, once you have a reality check with the non-unified profiles and having the unified profile identifiers, you'll be able to come up with a strategy where you can change the identifiers and have a better unification results. So that's one of the other advantage that you can get from unification coverage feature.
Okay, this all sounds like, so fancy magic thing. So can you just help me see how it actually looks, or is it just the words in the air, or how it is?
Sure, I can share you and sure, let me share.
Cool. I'm actually, when say there's something that really helps me understand, even for the understanding my event parameter coverage, or maybe understanding which events are missing out, or basically not unified, and which events are being unified, and all of that I feel. And because these ad platforms need a lot of parameters to identify inside their platforms, I should be able to basically combine the data of a single users across multiple platforms, and I now I can also see what all parameters am I bringing into one single profile. Right. Interesting. Great.
So Gautam, as you asked a short thing about a short demo. Okay, so
Okay.
this is how it would look. Your unification coverage screen.
Okay.
Since I said it will be covered only for the PL purchase, a server-side event. So this is how it will look. So you'll be able to see the unified profiles and the non-unified profiles in here.
Okay.
And these are the coverages. As I said, we'll be mapping few identifiers in the server-side event, right? So I have mapped, this is an example of a Shopify store. So these are the parameters that we have mapped, okay? Sorry, identifiers that we have mapped.
Okay.
And these are the identifiers that is covered from the browser event. So
Okay.
you could see that since identify by email has a parameter coverage of 86%, and even in the server-side event, we have around 98%. So
Okay.
this will include an enormous amount of profiles being unified. Okay. And for non-unified profiles, and you could see that either one or two of the user identifiers being missing. Okay. So you can click on the view details to show. Okay. Click on the view details here. You'll be having this non-unified profiles and unified profiles. Okay. Here, you can see that all the identifiers such as email and phone number and card token being displayed. And since our system revolves around mapping or unifying based on email, you could see that the unified profiles have emails by default. Okay. Secondly by the phone number and Shopify card tokens. Oh. If you come to non-unified profiles, you could see that only phone number is being there. Okay. So this concludes that you can map it either by an email, a phone number, or by a Shopify card token, if it's a Shopify store. Okay. So yeah, and you can now if you see that these non-unified profiles didn't have an email ID, so I would just map phone number also as an additional field and go with the tracking. Okay, interesting. So, I mean, this is something really helpful. So I'll understand
And so basically, I should be giving rate. I mean, identify by email, identify by phone number, identify by Shopify card token or whatever. So when the data is coming in from different sources, it will be taking one parameter and matching both, and then combining that data into one single profile, the 360 profile, right? Okay, cool, great. There's something very interesting, So these profiles are from one specific event, or how is it? Because you should be sale purchase server side event. So for every event, what is the unification coverage is what you will be seeing, or is it something else?
As said, it will be visible for all server-side event, and these parameters can be changeable for each of the event that you customize in the CL system.
Okay.
Since this CL project is a custom event that we have created,
Mhm.
so you can have your user identifying parameters changeable. So that's the way.
Okay. So now, what you're trying to tell me is literally if I have any person's patient details in my CRM system or my database, that also can be merged into one single profile, and all the details of a user will be there, visible in the 360 profile.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It can be from any source. Okay. We'll have a custom event that will serve as a server-side event, and we can unify it, and we'll have a unification coverage. Okay, and that will be presentable to the user. You can see, I can see, and you need not have any other person to query it manually and have the results. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it's completely automated. Yeah.
Yes.
Indu, now suddenly something popped in my mind. I'm sorry, I did not give you a heads up for this, but so this Meta's recent health and wellness issue that's being very much rampant now, because in the 360 profile you have like a lot of data, and that event attributes will have all of these data for every single user. Now, when you're sending it to Meta, it will block the event. So, how are you preventing this? Like, what is that thing that you were doing, or what are you planning any feature for that, or are you having anything regarding that?
Okay, we recently have an HIPAA complaint toggle for Meta. So once you switch on that toggle, you'll be able to hash the PII information and not send the PHI information. So this is something that we have done very recently, maybe last week. Yes, so that's when we have gone with this feature.
Oh, so it's just automated, like a single toggle on, it'll go. Oh, because earlier, I mean, I know that we do scrub off PHI and we do hash PAI, but I thought it would be something like wherein you go and write function for each event and do it. But what you tell, it feels like, just toggle on. I'm curious to see how the toggle is and where the toggle is. Can you just show me, Indu?
These Meta's recent restriction policy, I guess you'll not be able to send the product details or a product event. So you can also change the name, like just like what we do. We can have a custom event and send it to Meta. So that can also be done. Okay, let me show you how the toggle works now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Gautam, this is my own account with customer labs. Okay, so just go to your destination screen, click on all destinations. Then you just connect with Facebook. You go to view details, configuration settings. You will have to authenticate your Facebook account, same data via server side. And we have also something for the limited data use. So just add on to all these things. We have our HIPAA complaint based toggle on. So once you turn on this, you have it ready. Okay. So this save changes, and in the event workflow, you have all the events popping up. You can enable all and send it to Facebook.
Interesting.
Easy.
Oh, you're telling something about the event name, I mean, product name changing. Should we do it manually?
Yes, we can do it. Just you have something as callback functions in here.
Okay.
So if you click on this and change it in here, you will be able to send it via that name, what you give it as. Assuming that I'm going to have this add to cart event send as ATC24, I'll be able to send it.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So, I mean, in the background, there's a lot of technology that's running in, but on the front, it's just a toggle on for me and a button for me.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Like I know, marketers might not be tech savvy, so you can have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know the basics of HTML, but not more than that.
Customer support team to get this sorted. It will just take 5 minutes for them to do it, and it's beautiful.
Oh, this is something very interesting. I mean, I didn't even think of this. It suddenly popped up, and thanks for being very generous to show me that as well. Anyway, so coming back to our discussion, let me try to understand so far what we spoke. So number one, we are trying to, I mean, not we are trying, we already come up with Stitcher 3.0, which is an advanced ID graph technology which is able to not just map and create a 360-degree profile, but is also able to help you visualize this data in real time. Right. So in real time, all the event data, the server side and browser side. Now, when you're merging, you can also see which profiles have been unified, which profiles have not been unified.
Yes.
Now, what should I do if certain profiles are not unified? What do I do with them?
Okay. Assuming that you have around 4% of non-unified profiles, I guess that would be an okay-ish percentage to go with. Okay.
Okay.
If you have more than something like 4, 5, or like 10%, then that's something that that should have an actionable insight. Okay. So in that time, as I showed that you had some identifier coverages in your serial purchase and a website coverage, right? Just look into these insights. If the website coverage of identified by email has 100%, and here the phone has 100%, start collecting phone here and map it. So based on these coverages, you'll be able to take insights and change your identifiers. Okay. So that the unification coverage will improve.
Okay. So the problem is not because of not collecting data or custom labs is not able to collect the data efficiently. It is able to collect, but you're not even having that field to collect the data. Once you collect it, all the data flows in without any data signal loss, and all the data is unified.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you have the perfect or the right identifier to map and to unify, you're good to go. And by default, you'll have a 100% or a 90% more.
Yeah, I am a student who want 100% mark.
So, okay, let's stick to 100% in the starting. So, a 90% above is a good one thing to achieve in the first take. So that's a good thing to do.
Great. Thank you, Indu. So now this is done. Unification is done. Now, when I send this data to Meta, so how is this events being mapped, that EMQ score in Meta? So it is because if you send, some people assume that good EMQ score is better, but no, that's not what it matters. It matters the data that you send, even if your EMQ score is low, but if you're sending more data parameters, that's good. That's what I've heard from people. Now, using this unification feature, I can see or I can visualize what is the data parameters of that event I'm sending it to Meta. I think this is what I spoke to Azhar in the previous webinar as well.
Okay, so I guess that might have been covered in the event parameter coverages.
Yeah, understanding your data better. That's what we had the title for the previous webinar.
So yes, so by default, with if you're directly integrating it with your custom website or any website, you are only able to send few parameters. Okay, that will be efficient for the EMQ score, but it will not act well of what you wanted from your campaigns. Okay. So ideally, you have to send more parameters. Okay, for example, with CL purchase from customer labs, we'll be sending product attributes, event attributes, and user traits as well. Okay, so these things enrich your event, and you will have a better PMQ score as well. So that can be used for the purchase campaign. Okay. So what you're trying to tell me here is, hey marketer, don't be stupid. Don't just go by the shiny, good EMQ score. Yes. Dig down deep, and understand what data you're sending to Meta. Because data is what matters to these algorithms. Data is what that trains these algorithms to get the results that you want. That is to transform your business objectives into marketing strategies. So for that, I need good parameters and good data. And that good data, I can visualize and see what good data I'm sending it to Meta. I can understand if my data is good or bad or worse or whatever. Yes. So let me graph saying that with this event parameter coverage, you will be able to send additional or more parameters via events to Meta. And with the unification coverage, you'll be able to have a better audience to be sent to Meta. So simply said that way. Okay. Thank you so much, Indo. This was a very wonderful session. It was very helpful as well.
because the stitcher, when I saw it, it was that itself is what I thought advanced identity resolution technology. But now Stitcher 3.0 goes a step beyond to help me visualize this data, how this identity graph is working in the background and how it is unifying, and based on what it is unifying. And I can see the cookieless user profiling inside the Customer Labs 1PD Ops platform, see the complete 360-degree profile. And this 360-degree profile will have all the touch points of the users. And I can see which profiles are not unified and which profiles are unified. So basically, whatever state, the basics, the foundation is same, but you have moved a step further and you have gone to a level where you are making it more interactive, more visualizing, better. And this will help me with offline conversion data merging, like how it was doing earlier. It will definitely enhance Facebook ad campaign performance and also EMQ, but I should not go by the shiny EMQ alone. I should look at what are the identifiers like external ID and browser IDs and etc. 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 That is helping Meta with precise targeting inside its ad platform. Next is the all the sources integrating into one single place so that I can see the unification for every server event. And then this will enhance the attributions, which I can do it using by sending the server side events. And I have a toggle on if my brand is healthcare and wellness, just a toggle on and the PHI is scrubbed off and PII is sent to Meta in a SHA 256 hashed. Great. Thank you so much, Indu. It was a really knowledgeable insights. I think I am definitely sure the audience, the performance marketers will really feel it helpful. And I am definitely sure they will be very much curious to explore this option by logging into Custom Labs today. Hey guys, this is a pitch. If you did not log into Customer Labs yet, the link is in the description below. Click it and explore the trial version. If it is free for 14 days, no credit card required, no strings attached. And if you feel that you want to take a demo of it, you feel free to take a demo. Our experts will be happy to help you out. Indu, our onboarding specialist, will also help you out. But in the link is in the description. You can definitely get in touch with us. I'll also read leave few blogs for you to understand the Meta's healthcare and privacy, and also the YouTube videos that we recorded, the interview I did with Vishnu. And for more details, join our 1PD Ops Club, the community exclusive for the top 3% marketers. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.